Guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the first video there on the E55 AMG. I am back in the car. If you are a big fan of Hoovy's Garage and Tyler Hoover like I am and watch all of his videos, you might have recalled a video where he went to Maaco to have a Porsche 911 painted in his daughter's favorite purple color. So I am taking a cue from Hoovy and I am headed to Maaco to have them quote me on some paint work for this E55 AMG. If you remember, the hood is basically completely barren of paint. I've got some scratches. There's a couple of panels that look off. So I've never been to Maaco. I remember back in the day I was looking at getting a paint job for an old Bronco, but not something I have a lot of experience with. So we're gonna go check it out and see what these guys have to say, see how much it costs. I mean, if I could get as good of an experience that Hoovy had with his, then maybe it's worth it. So let's see what they have to say. All right, guys, I'm just now leaving Maaco. Brought the car out here. Like I said, here's the car. You can see how bad our hood is jacked up, right? So we kind of went over the car. We've got a big scratch here, running along here. And then looks like on this side, these two door panels have been repainted and repaired, but with what they said was cheaper paint, which is pretty obvious because I don't know if you can see, but the difference between the original paint here and this paint is quite a bit different. This is much duller. So bottom line is I got the estimates for the car and I'm excited to share them because I'm shocked, to be honest. For the Mercedes, I got two estimates, all right? The first one was for the hood, and the hood, to do the hood and the fenders, $962.74. When I bought the car, the guy told me that he had somebody that would basically paint for 700 bucks. And I was like, all right, so $960. But check this out, all right? To paint the entire car with a base and clear coat matching to the manufacturer, Mercedes black, all right, base and clear coat is their highest level one they do at Maaco. $1,251.90. That is insane, okay? $1,250 to paint this entire car. I mean, unbelievable. When they told me what the estimate was, I was like, here's the key. When can you start? I mean, they said it'd take 1 week too, which is insane. So, I mean, I hope that I have as good of experience and results as Hoovy did with his Porsche. But, you know, again, this is kind of a beater car. It's kind of a hoopty car. So yeah, they're going up in value, but it needs work. And between the car and painting the entire thing for $6,000, and it's going to look like $1 million bucks on the outside, like, that's amazing. Unbelievable. So before I get too excited, we got to do the work. I'm not going to go nuts just yet. So I should get the car back hopefully in the next week. They're going to repair the front bumper is totally messed up. And so they said they don't know if they can repair it because it's already had some work done, but I said, well, at least paint it, see what you can do. So they're going to work on that. So yeah, so 1,200 bucks. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we'll be back and figure out if it was worth it. All right, so we picked the car up from Maaco. It took them a little bit less than a week to complete the job. It's now a few weeks later. I've just been busy with a few other things, so I couldn't update the finished product. But now we finally have our finished painted Mercedes E55 AMG. So a reminder, the guy said if you want to paint the hood, it's going to be about 900 bucks. But then if you want to paint the whole car, it's going to be 1,200 bucks. And he said, we're going to do the best job. We're going to give you the highest level of what we do. I said, hey, that sounds great. Unbelievable. Let's do it for 1,200 bucks. Results are not that great, to be honest. In fact, I'm pretty disappointed. I think maybe what Hoovy did in his videos was he maybe paid a little bit more, maybe double, probably triple what I paid, which is we're only still talking about maybe $3,000, but got a little bit higher end service. When I picked up the car, I had the guy come out with me and say, you know, this doesn't look right. And we went back in the office and I said, well, what's this other package that you offer? And he said, oh, that one starts at 2,500 bucks and we strip the paint and we do it straight from finish. You know, it's much more like showroom. And I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know. You didn't really sell me on that one. You just sold me on this like high end of the basic ones. So regardless, here's a finished product. I will say that the best part of the car is the hood. You guys recall earlier in the video, you saw the hood was kind of a wreck, and it turned out, you know, pretty good. You know, there's some marks here and there that I'm not sure if you can see, but you know, for the most part, it's a good sort of 20-footer, much more presentable than it was. But here's the problem. Okay, let me step back. Why the hood turned out good was because it didn't really have much paint on it. So I think what they did is they primed it and painted, so most of the paint was already kind of gone, so it looked pretty good. It's a bit sunny out here today, so I'm gonna make sure try to be in the shade a little bit. But here's the problem. So they painted all the other panels, and I think from this you can see pretty good. Look at the grain, you know, texture of this paint job. You guys see that? See this texture here? It's all over the car. Not so much on the hood because there was no paint there. Here's the other side. Same thing. You guys see this? It's like a grain. You can feel it. It's almost like a pebbly sort of all over. If you recall, these two panels had been repaired before, and the guy said, oh, well, they've been painted kind of crappy, so we'll make it look much better. And I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, you can see all this. See that? And then if you look at the reflection here, see how it's very unclear? Unbelievable. So this is all over the car. Had I known this, I wouldn't have had to do the whole car because the paint wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, there were some marks here and there, right? But it wasn't too bad. I'm not even sure they did the back because the back actually looks pretty good. But here, same thing. Look at this. You could feel it too, right? So, yeah, you know, the car didn't really need a repaint, but it was going to be $1,200 to repaint the whole car versus $900 just to the hood. So we might as well do it. So pretty disappointed with that, to be honest. You know, what it looks like they did is they just primed it and painted over the original paint. You know, the guy said, oh, well, that's how the metal is, and it's rough like that. And if you want it smooth, you know, they got to take it down to the bare metal. And I thought, well, I kind of thought that's what you were going to do. I didn't know you were just going to paint over the original paint, because now it looks worse. I mean, from 15, 20 feet, I think the car looks pretty solid, and that's fine. But you get up close and people are going to say, this is a shit paint job. So that's kind of where we're at. You know, I know that a lot of Maacos are different. Like Hoovy said in his most recent video, he had his Lamborghini painted and they had some issues. And so I think maybe some Maacos are better than others and some do a bit better job. I will say this, here's the only thing I am happy with. The hood I think's okay. They did buff out the headlights because the guy said it looked pretty bad. The headlights are very foggy. They did buff those out. They look better. I'm gonna try to do them again with another kit that I have. And then the only thing that I am pretty happy about is that they repaired this, the lower spoiler here, if you guys see that. So it was kind of cracked at the bottom, which you can't see as well. And they also added this piece, which I had that missing, previous owner gave it to me. So this actually turned out pretty good. And again, this is a 99 AMG E55. And so this is a one of one this year. They only made the bumper this 1 year, and in 2000, they changed to a different bumper. So it's very rare to find these bumpers intact. So that actually turned out pretty good. So, you know, overall, it's $1,000 paint job. I complained to the guy. I said, hey man, this does not look right. I mean, this is kind of bad. And he goes, well, we can run it through again if you want. And I said, well, that's just going to take more time, and I don't think that's going to do us any good. So I said, is there anything you do for me? He knocked off 10%. I mean, the guy was nice, and sorry, the car's still a little bit dirty here. The guy was nice, but you know, when I picked it up, he's kind of like, hey, this is what we do. We're a volume shop. We got, you know, guys that maybe don't know what they're doing, and this is what you get for $1,000. So, you know, it is what it is. I may not mess with it. I don't know if maybe wet sanding could help. So maybe in the comments, you guys could tell me like, hey, what can I do here with this? Do I wet sand it down and that's gonna smooth it out? Again, I'm not really sure. So yeah, that's the story of the paint job. Again, maybe some Maacos in different parts of the US are better than others and do better jobs. I'm just not very happy with this, but hey, you know, it's $1,000 paint job. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, watch the other videos. I'm gonna be posting some more about some interior work here. So thanks for watching.